Hey, it's Jeff, 650 Cycle, and usually I'm working on motorcycle stuff, but today I have a different project in hand. So let's take a look at the project I've got going on. This is my new to me Honda Element. It's a 2011, and it looks a little different than regular Elements. It has an 1.5-inch lift, aftermarket rears and tires and rims. The guy that I got it from had put those on it when he did the struts on it, so brand new struts. I really like the car a lot so far. I've only had it a week, only been driving it a week. But what it doesn't have is a center console. Honda did a really good job with leaving storage up here on the dash. Those work pretty good. But there's no armrest there. I like having an armrest. And the cup holders that they put in here are, they're not the best. So I'm gonna put something together as an armrest, closed storage, and then cup holders. And we'll see what that turns out to be when I'm done. I am old school. I have a drawing with some dimensions on it, how I want it built. Essentially what it's going to be is an arm that comes out with a couple cup holders in it and a box back here, just tall enough, same height as this door card's armrest, and that opens up, that can be closed storage, so that I have some closed storage in here. So here's what I'm going to use to put all of that together. I've done some woodworking in my life, and I've used oak, I've used pine. This is cherry, and I really love working with cherry. It's a softer wood like pine, not as hard to mill and not as hard on your tools as oak. Oak is really great because it's so hard, but it's also very difficult to work with. More difficult than pine, not that it's difficult to work with, but at one point I had used this stuff and I had made a headboard, and we went with a different headboard, and so I didn't need this anymore. So it's kind of been sitting. I'm like, it looks too good to throw away. Someday I'll find a use for it, and I think I just found a use for it. So I'm gonna mill this out, put it together, and make a center console for my Element. This is my favorite tool to use. It is a rigid shop table saw. At some point somebody would give me a Shopsmith, and those are nice, but all I ever really used is a table saw, so I didn't need all those other attachments that hook onto a Shopsmith. And so I sold the Shopsmith. This was on Craigslist, so this has been a while before Marketplace came about, probably right before Marketplace. But I got enough for the Shopsmith that I bought this, and this is the best tool I think I've ever bought. It's just an amazing table saw. It works really well for me, and I love it. So I'm going to use this to cut all of this into a center console for this. I've got all my pieces cut out. I just have them set here right now to kind of look at it. This is going to sit further down. This is all going to be level across the top. There's going to be a lid on it. This is going to have some holes cut out for cup holders, and it's going to sit up higher on this. This is probably going to be right about there. And I have a piece that goes across there. So, kind of get the idea of what I'm doing. This is longer because the back of it is going to sit down in. There's I guess it's a tray-like thing in the back. That's going to sit down towards the bottom of it. This sits right on the front lip. That's going to sit down in it, and then I'll figure out how to attach it. And I got to put a brace underneath this, so that piece isn't cut out. But basic idea. Now I got to get putting it together, and I also need to cut holes here. Go from there. All right, there is my end result. It looks like a piece of furniture in my car. I really like this finish on this material. This part is much better. I do have hinged, and my cup holders are accessible instead of being down where I had to reach for them. They're in a better spot. Is it great? No. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. I don't make perfect stuff, but it's functional, it'll work, and that was my project. I am looking forward to picking up some bikes in this car. It has a receiver on it, so I can pull my trailer pretty easily. I was thinking I was going to keep the truck, but after a week of driving this, I'm like, I don't think I really need the truck. This car is pretty good. So just making it a little bit better, making it a little bit more usable for me, doing things like this center console, even though it looks like a piece of furniture in here. I may at some point make something nicer. Might take it over to Jake's and see if he can cut something out, design something. I don't know. We'll see where that goes. But for right now, I'm going to sign off. And if you're out riding, ride safe.